Hey there, everybody. It's Andy here over with my side of the fence, and I am here with Blaine. I have a string of podcast episodes now where it's like everybody knows who I'm talking about with just one name. So it is Blaine from Sinistral. And how you doing, man?
Good.
Good
To see you.
Yeah. It's the weather is just horrific.
Yeah, hot, now rainy, and it's supposed to now for the next week get super cool.
Yeah.
I don't mind. My AC just took a drop. It's fine. I'll be opening up the windows for the next week.
Well, that'll be all right.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit. I always start off with a little bit of bio. Tell me, how'd you get here? Where'd you grow up?
Well, I was born in Hampton, Virginia. And moved away from there. I can't even remember when it was. All I do remember is I had a couple shirts from the 70s, from Hawaii. So, because we moved from Hampton to Hawaii. So I think we moved to Hawaii in like 78 or 79, maybe.
Family and service?
Yeah.
Okay.
Navy.
Right.
And so then we stayed there until I think 6th grade. And then we moved to California and spent another almost 3 years in California, and then moved to Ohio. And I did 4 or 5 there because I redid 8th grade. My parents didn't want me to go into high school weighing 80 pounds and 4'11" in Ohio. So they were like, yeah, you're going to repeat 8th grade again. So, and then I went to the Marine Corps, and after the Marine Corps.
How long are you in the Corps?
Just 3 and some change.
Cool, thank you.
Just one term, or one enlistment. And then went out to Portland, Oregon. I spent a little time in D.C. before I left to head out to Portland. But ended up out there for a few years, and then came back, helped my dad with some stuff with his business. He had one of the largest baseball card distributors in the country.
Wow.
Yeah, he's well known throughout the baseball card industry. And so after I did that for him for a little bit, I came back to be his IT director. So back in the day, I got my MCSE, I got all that stuff,
You've been there.
Yeah. A+. I never did C+, but I did A+, MCSE, did that stuff. Network Plus. And then I became a director. Well, I started in the mailroom and worked my way up to director of information services for NAFA, which is a trade organization for insurance agents and financial advisors. And that's pretty much what got me to where I am now. I did that for almost 13, 14 years. And then I finally said, nope.
Are you still working in the IT field or no?
No.
Full-time in the
beer. Yeah. I couldn't juggle both.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So my boss, who, was great to me, is a great mentor to me, taught me about SQL coding and writing SQL scripts and stuff like that, which was fun. I enjoyed that because it was like doing landscaping. There's an immediate result, right? So if you're running queries on databases and you plug in this little script, you can get whatever piece of information, however you want it laid out, and it was pretty cool. I like to do that. And, but he left the job, and, I was probably about 6 months from opening Sinistral, and the vice president of information services position was open, and I was told to apply. So I was like, oh, great. I'm going to, I don't know if this is true or not, but I think they just kind of do that and then hire from the outside. Well, we did interview some of my candidates from the inside, right? And, they're playing politics. Right?
It's always questionable when that kind of stuff happens, right?
Yeah. But, I gave it my best. I went in and, did everything. And the HR director, I met with a bunch of people, and then met with the CEO. And he told me, he said, I would love to give you this position, right?
But
But you're about 6 months away from opening your own business.
yeah.
How much time can you honestly tell me that you can give to this?
So you were completely transparent.
Oh, 100%.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, we want you to stay on for like a year to train the guy that we are going to hire.
Right.
And I was like, not so much. But I did hang around for a little bit. I think it was like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
And then I just said, I'm getting too busy.
That's too
I gotta
much.
go. Yeah. And so my wife quit before me. She worked in the same building. She had to leave that company, her company, not my company. And she started working at the brewery. And then I kept my job and I was moonlighting for that 3 months. And then that got way too much.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, I gotta get out of here.
So you guys have both been full time basically since it started.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, pretty much.
I thought for whatever reason she was working at some other place for a while.
Well, she's still. So I say that with a grain of salt.
She got a side hustle.
She's got a side hustle. So she still works for a gentleman that she worked for at her trade association.
Right. Okay.
He was one of the top guys, and he kept her. He hired her after he found out that she left the job. So
I see.
She gets to work from home. She doesn't have to go anywhere. She maybe goes to one conference a year,
right?
If that.
That's not bad.
Yeah, and so it pays the bills. Because I sure as hell haven't made any money. Yeah.
Yeah, the first time I ever had any of your beer, I think Jimmy Lunsford brought a growler of, I don't remember, it was an IPA of some sort, I think, that I think you had brewed at home.
Okay.
And he brought it to an HMI meeting.
Oh, that sounds like Jimmy.
He indicated at that point that you were considering opening a brewery. I said sometime before you actually opened Sinistral.
Yeah. I mean, I had brewed for probably on and off around 10 years before I even thought about that. And then brewed pretty heavily for probably the last 3 or 4 of those.
Yeah.
And building up to it. I had a nice rig in my garage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Some days it was pretty steamy in that garage.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
But it was fun. It was a good time.
So at what point did you decide you wanted to open your own brewery?
Honestly, never. Yeah. I mean, I kid, but I really, my passion's food.
Yeah.
I just want to cook. That's my ultimate goal. That's where I find most of my happiness is in a kitchen.
Same.
And there's something about blending flavors and when you get it right and you got it right and you're tasting it and it's just, there's something that kind of opens up in you as well. You're just like, oh, I figured it out.
Right.
I got this thing perfect.
It's
I know
balanced.
It's balanced.
Yeah.
Everything's right there. It's just, it's like eureka. I found that thing. And now there's been times I find that with beer, and beer and I have a very volatile relationship with each other. I love it to death, and I love brewing beer. I love what I do, but it always, we have a kind of a thing where I'm always trying to look for that food, that purpose, so I feel like it's my redheaded stepchild. but I do. I love brewing beer too, because it's fun. Is also, it's creating. And you're blending, you're mixing flavors too still, and people have a good time drinking beer.
Yeah.
Opening a restaurant, people have a bad meal, they get pissed.
beer sells itself mostly.
Most of the time. Most of the time. No.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only problem, and I promise everybody we will not spend 30 minutes talking about food because I got a lot of grief for the Rich Meyer episode. But, the only problem with doing your own cooking and like getting even kind of serious about it is it can ruin eating out. You're just like, man, I don't know if I want to go to that restaurant because if I'm disappointed, then it's going to be like, not so much, I mean, the money too, right?
Yeah.
But I invested a couple of hours and I ate there and it's just, I could do better at home.
Yeah. A little underwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to a restaurant just recently, me, Cookies, Stacy, Celeste, and our attorney, Boo. We went out in DC and we went to this place called something Tandoori, Tandora, something. It's I cannot remember the name of the place because that's how much it wowed me.
Indian food?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. But it was Indian tapas.
That's different.
Yeah. Which was really cool. So, and it's on 8th Street. It's fairly new. I think it's an offshoot of another Indian restaurant that's up over there in the 8th Street corridor.
Right.
So they just opened this place. And when I tell you, I had the best piece of salmon I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
I'm not lying.
At an Indian place.
At an Indian
That's
place.
wild.
Amazing. So I find out that the guy who's our server is friends with like Cerrito and everybody. And he's pulling out his, we have friends. And I'm like, oh, what's up? And we start talking and it was an amazing meal. The scallops. Best scallop I've ever had.
Wow.
I mean, butter. When it went into your mouth, it just butter, gone.
That's
amazing.
Remarkable.
Yeah, it was amazing. And the drinks were great. The service was great. But I did not expect that.
I wouldn't have.
I did exactly. I walked in, it smelled like every Indian restaurant.
Sure.
It was fragrant and there were great spices going on and it smelled wonderful. And you sit down and Scott was like, well, he recommends the salmon. Let's try the salmon. I was like, well, it's kind of an Indian restaurant. And they have, I guess they have salmon. Sure. And, but when he told me the preparation that they do on this piece of fish and they cook it in the tandoor.
Yeah.
I was like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say about that. And you guys got to look it up. I think it's called tandoori.
That would be
something like
apropos.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Indian food is, I don't remember eating any salmon in India, but I do recall that it was on more than one menu that I saw. So, Indian food, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are nervous about it because they say, well, it's really hot. Most Indian food that I ate was not hot, but it is highly spiced. There's a lot of spices in it.
Yes.
It's not necessarily like, flame throwing, but literally everything has a mountain of spice in it. And it takes a little getting used to, man.
It does.
You can, at most hotels, you can get an American style breakfast, couple eggs, maybe some sausage or whatever. But, lunch and dinner, you're typically eating Indian food.
Going out. Yeah. They, speaking of that spice, a girl that I used to work with at my prior organization, she invited us to she had twins and she was, I can't remember where she was from in India. But her twins were having a birthday party and she invited my boss and I and a couple people. Right. And we got there and her food, she was like, oh, we have American spicy and we have Indian spicy. Right. And so we tried I got my wife the Indian or the American spicy.
American.
And I got the Indian spicy. So did my boss. And we're sitting there and we're eating it. And I just feel this not overwhelming, but just a nice heat that rose up. It wasn't super hot.
Yeah.
It was just, like you said, a good amount of spice.
Yeah.
And I see my wife, her face is turning beet red. And I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, this is super spicy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, huh? I was like, well, try this. And I gave her the Indian, that just put her over the edge.
Sure.
She's like, I can't eat any more. Funny part about this story, they ended up they almost set the Reston Community Center on fire. They knocked over Sterno on a carpet, and then they started waving stuff out to put out and just spread. I was like, oh boy. We went over and just like smothered it.
Right.
Yeah.
Not good.
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good. I was like, talking about some spice.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we were over there for about 2 weeks, and in preparation for that, Yash, my son-in-law, his family is from the northern part of India, originally from Kashmir, which is even a little bit farther.
That's right. You guys went over for the whole wedding. Oh man, I completely forgot. Yeah. This was
it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It's something. It's just not an equal comparison to say like, well, I woke up here in Manassas and I made myself breakfast and then I had lunch and for dinner we went to an Indian restaurant.
Right.
But that's an escape hatch, man.
Right.
Because tomorrow morning you're eating American breakfast and American lunch.
Exactly.
No, when you're over there, like the third day I was there, all I ate was protein bars. That was it. I had to reset, brother.
Really? Oh man.
It chewed me up. But after that, I did okay.
Yeah.
I ate a fair amount of Indian food.
Yeah.
A lot of vegetarian stuff that Indians eat. Lots of lentils and stuff like that. But it's good food.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
He's from northern?
He's from the northern part of India. He lives in a city called Lucknow.
Okay.
Which is a little bit.
So is that like closer to Nepal?
It is.
Okay.
It is. But it's not necessarily all that close. Kashmir is.
Okay.
Which is a little bit farther north. That's like a semi-autonomous area.
Gotcha.
And they get into fights with whoever else is up there. And for a while, the government says, don't go there. And then they're like, okay, well,
now you can.
Seems to sort itself out. Everyone's okay.
Right.
But yeah, no, that was different.
Yeah.
That was different. The other thing that was different was, I was in any room, I was pretty much the only white guy.
I would guess so.
Yeah, that's a bit of a different experience.
Yeah.
Because, my wife, she's Lebanese.
Yeah.
And so her skin's a little darker. My daughter's skin's a little darker, and I'm not.
You're not. Yeah.
But, I can't say
I remember seeing the pictures, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And he looks really out of place.
I do. and in almost any room, I look like the Jolly Green Giant.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Average Indian person has a much slighter build. They're shorter.
Yeah.
In the airport. When you got to places that were farther north or more rural, like the kids would point at me and
that's nice. I need to go there maybe sometime.
But I'll tell you, the people were fantastic.
Yeah.
They really were. So
I've never traveled to India. I've been to South Africa.
Yowza.
I've been to England, Ireland. I got a trip to Scotland coming up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I think we're staying on St. Andrews.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. It's what I heard.
That'd be cool.
That's what I heard. I don't know.
I mean, to me, the flight was super intimidating.
Yeah.
It's long.
Yeah. Yeah.
And getting back, the flight there, we had pretty tight connection, so it was okay. But coming back, we had a 6-hour layover in Dubai.
Were you able to leave the airport or to like?
No. Well, no. It was the flight departed Dubai at 1 a.m.
Oh.
So we landed at like 6 or 7.
Got it.
And, there's nothing really to do. The Dubai airport is open 24/7. All the little stores and everything, they're all open.
Okay.
So
is it nice? I've never been.
It is nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
But it's, it's midnight. I want to go to bed.
Yeah, I'm tired. Yeah. Yeah. The only reason I asked, I was like, I always hear Dubai is a really cool place to go and visit. And,
Yeah, I think
it's like the Vegas.
Yeah, it really is. But if we had to do it again, I probably would schedule a layover of a couple of days, either somewhere in Europe or maybe Dubai, and then fly down to India.
Yeah.
Because that flight's a lot to take on.
That was like my flight to South Africa.
South Africa, I
It
bet.
was awful. Oh, it wasn't awful. It was fun. I flew to Heathrow
Right.
from Dulles, but I had a 16-hour layover
Mm.
in Heathrow. So I just threw my luggage into my check bag or not the check bag, but my carry-on into a little locker.
Yeah.
And I hit the town, got to the tube, went into the city, walked around a little bit, took some pictures, got sprayed by a double-decker bus, ended up looking like a homeless person.
Right.
Went into the Westminster Arms. It's a little place right off of Westminster Abbey.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a pub downstairs. And I went in there and the guy was like, oh, no. And I was like, oh, I just need to like wash my hands. He's like, oh, American, come on. American. I was like, because I looked homeless. It was awful. Right. Because I just had dirt all over me.
Right.
And I stood on the wrong side of the street was what it was. And the bus came by. And so I was soaking wet. And I go into this little place and I have pockets full of coins because that's all they use is coins. And I empty out all these coins onto the bar. And I was like, just give me as many pints as this will buy. And he's looking at it and he's like, okay, mate. So he just keeps pulling coins. I was like, are you sure you were taking money for these beers? And he's like, oh, yeah, you're fine. I was like, it doesn't look like any money's disappearing. Right. But there's still so many coins on this counter. He's like, oh, you're fine. He's like, here, threw me a shirt from the place and told me to go and take off the nasty stuff and wash it, laid it over a radiator for me. Man. So I am sitting in this bar and I drink probably about, I'd say eight or nine pump cask. Right. Ales. And I'm feeling really, really good. And he looks at me and says, hey, aren't you supposed to be on this, whatever it was? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, that's the last train to Heathrow. You got to be on that train on the tube to go to Heathrow. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he said, there's one that runs out and one that comes back. And that's it. And I'm like, gosh. So I hustle up. I'm trying to get back to the tube, get on the tube. I'm on it. And it's a decent amount of stops, and I pass out. I pass out, and I wake up at the end of the line, and the train conductor's coming in. He kicks me on my leg, and he's like, hey, get up. It's the end of the line. And I was like, oh, is this Heathrow? I mean, I'm still hammered. Right. Is this Heathrow? And he's like, Heathrow? No, it's 12 stops or whatever it was back. I'm like, oh, no. God. And he's like, and that's the only train right there. You better run and get on that platform to go. And I'm like, oh, so I'm hustling. I finally get on the train. I get back to the airport and it's just like, was Mr. Perry, please? Because they knew I checked in. Right. And I'm there. I was supposed to be in the airport. I get on this plane and I have dirt behind my ears. Like I'm dirty. I smell like booze. Right. I got a bag. That's the only thing that's clean on me. And they put me between two Japanese businessmen. Not they put me there. It just happened to be there. Right. And I sit down in between them. The one guy gets up and he just kind of moves out of the way from me. And I sit down and the other guy who was sitting in the window seat, because I was in the middle, he goes, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. Yeah. This guy on my right, he was like, half hour. Wait for you on the plane. I'm like, oh God, I am so sorry. I'm sorry. But I ended up passing out. Right. And I wake up probably about, I don't know, 8 hours into the 13-hour flight from Heathrow down to South Africa. And the guy on my right who can speak English a little bit, he just looks at me and says, you stink. I was like, thanks. And he gives me these like handy wipes. Right. And he said, go to the bathroom. I was like, all right. So I went to the bathroom. I freshened up a little bit. When I came back, he had a little airplane shot for me. And he cheersed me. And for the last bit of that flight, we ended up getting pretty wrecked together. He's a pretty nice guy. The guy on my left, he definitely. Oh no, he was super pissed at me still. He's like, "You held up the flight for 30 minutes." I was like, "Oh yeah, I did. I'm so sorry." Yeah, it was bad. I almost did not make it to South Africa, but I did. I did.
How long ago was that?
Shoo. God, 13, 14 years.
Oh, wow. Wow. Ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 15 years ago. That was from one of my buddies. I was a groomsman in his wedding. Yeah. He married an Afrikaans girl.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something else.
Yeah. Yeah. It was beautiful country too.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. I still remember going to places there that were just so grand.
Yeah.
Like you look at them, you're like, wow, that's giant. Or this is the mountain peaks and how tall everything is compared to the ocean and how, and then going over to where the Indian Ocean meets the Atlantic and just all kinds of cool things that were going on there. Now, there's a lot of other stuff that's going on there.
Well, yeah.
It's not good, but but it just
that's the human part.
That's the human part. Yeah, not the nature part.
Yeah.
The nature part was great. It was a beautiful place. Hot. Yeah.
Hot in India.
Yeah, was it?
When we were there, it wasn't so bad, but
Is it humid over there too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The cities are they're unimaginably chaotic. It's
everything that I see on TV, like how they move.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't know why they put stripes on the roads. Nobody
pays attention.
gives a shit about it. Nobody. You have a guy riding a bike with like 6 2x4s over his shoulder on a 55-mile-an-hour highway. Wow. Yeah. I don't know how there's not dead bodies everywhere, but they make it work.
Yeah.
And the country itself, it's the same way. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It really is. We stayed.
Speaking of that, hang on, let's go back to that. 'Cause I like that. Guy riding down a highway, 55-mile-an-hour highway, 2x4s on a bike.
On a bike.
Okay. Yeah. So you're telling me that Indian people are tolerant.
They are.
Okay. Because nobody in the United States would ever tolerate
you'd be dead.
that. Yeah. Somebody would yell at you, honk at you.
Right.
You'd fall off your bike.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe shoot you.
Or do something weird. Yeah.
No, it's there's everybody honks at everybody, but it's a method of communication. Literally.
Yeah.
It's a very organic, driving is a very organic process.
Yeah.
And they have traffic circles that it's unbelievable, but they all work. And the bigger ones will have a stoplight. They have the stoplights on posts in DC. They're on the side of the road.
Yeah.
So in like giant traffic circle, they'll have a stoplight for a particular road, and all the drivers honor it. That's like one of the few things that I could tell, the rules,
right,
that you honor that.
Right.
So light turns red. There's usually a policeman stationed right next to it. Most of them are unarmed. They don't all wander around with guns.
Yeah.
But I didn't really see a lot of crashes. I didn't see a lot of any of that stuff. Now, there's a lot more like motorbikes and a thing they call a tuk-tuk, which is a 3-wheeled sort of like...
Yeah. They're kind of like the little...
Yeah, they can carry 3 or 4 people in them usually. Okay. But there's a lot of those. And
it looks like a teacup.
It kind of does.
From Carnival.
Kind of does.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's so chaotic. I mean, you walk out of the airport and it's immediately overwhelming. And after a while...
Is it loud?
It's very loud.
It's loud, okay.
After a while, you just don't even pay attention. I didn't look out the window. I was like, I just don't want to see it coming, right?
Right.
Certainly we're going to get into some horrific accident. No. I mean, I don't know that most Americans could successfly drive there. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. In the cities, it's a lot.
Yeah.
In the countryside, other than the occasional bike or whatever, you run into elephant every now and then.
Oh, that's nice.
Camels.
Okay.
Lots of cattle. Cattle is sacred there, so they don't get killed or eaten or anything. And they just wander around. Goats on the road. That's mostly out in the countryside.
Yeah.
But in the cities, you'll still see cattle on the road.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a. I'm not saying it's better or worse than America. It's just vastly different.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
if you've never experienced it, it could be the best thing ever for you.
Yeah. And there's like especially like in Delhi and Jaipur, where we were, the two main cities we were, those are older cities. And if there's not like walkability is not a thing there.
Yeah.
There are sidewalks, but there's not a lot in the way of like lights that will turn if you hit the button to walk across or anything.
You just have to walk at your own risk.
Well, you do. And most of the Indians, what they'll do is they kind of lean out into traffic and they put their hand out, and the first car swerves around you,
Right.
and the second car will stop and let you go through.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, well, I can manage that. So, I stick my hand out. First car kind of swerves around me. Second car kind of swerves around me. About that time, I noticed this guy, a police officer, who clearly had seen me over there. And he's like, this white guy's going to get himself killed. And I'm going to have to fill out a mountain of paperwork. So he came over blowing his whistle and stopped the traffic.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least he helped out. All right, I'm going to be the first person to do this on your podcast.
How about?
There you go.
What is it?
This is Zero Gravity's Madonna.
All right.
Yeah, this is IPA.
Yeah, Perez brought some bourbon of some sort. I don't remember what it was.
Of course he did.
Yeah, well, then he took the rest of it to the cattleman meeting.
Oh, yeah. Their Saturday gatherings.
Yeah, although this was they like to get together occasionally at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon at Rich's place and have some whiskey.
Oh, okay. I know he does some stuff out at his place and by the campfire every once in a while.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So you said that like brewing is sort of your redheaded stepchild.
Mm-hmm.
But so how did you get to like, you know what? I'm going to start a brewery and we're going to.
Yeah. Well, I think it was one of those things where.
That's good.
Yeah, it's nice. I don't know where that's from. Can you read that? I don't have my readers on.
Burlington, Vermont.
There you go.
8%.
Zero gravity. Yeah.
Not zero gravity.
Not zero gravity. I think it was one of those things where, I didn't want to, I don't think I was ready to jump in to running a kitchen. I've worked in some kitchens and worked on lines and things like that.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah. So I was brewing and my father-in-law liked the beer, and we were in Key West. This was probably now 10 years ago. We were in Key West and we were hanging out, and we went out and got pretty tuned up on a Friday night.
Right.
Saturday morning, we decided to go down and have some Cuban coffee. And Rick and I opted out of having Cuban coffee and went and got Bloody Marys because we needed to fix ourselves.
Right.
And so we were hanging out, drinking a couple Bloody Marys, and the girls went and got their Cuban coffee. And we just started talking about, I always tell this, and he doesn't remember it this way, but I remember it this way. He said, what do you want to do? I was like, what do you mean, what do I want to do? And I was in my IT career, right?
Right.
So I was, 13, 14 years into it. And I was like, oh, I got an IT career in this. And also, you should have asked me that before I married your daughter. And, but he said, no, if somebody offered you anything, you can do anything you want.
Right.
What would you do? I don't know. I don't know what I would do. And he's like, well, you make good beer. You ever thought about opening a brewery? I was like, yeah, I have. I got all that equipment in my garage, and yeah, I like doing it. He's like, oh, do you want to open a brewery? I was like, yeah, why not? Let's open a brewery. He's like, you think you can work that out up in Manassas or whatever? I said, yeah. Now this is weird. Probably Bloody Mary 2 or Bloody Mary 3 in, and then the girls come back and we're at last night's level again, and they we proceed to tell them that we are opening a brewery.
Ah.
And the look on Deborah's face was priceless. She just, her jaw just dropped. She said, "You're what?" Looking at Rick, and Cookie just laughed. And so we ended up working it out. And yeah, he asked me how much he thinks it would cost. And I said, $500,000, maybe 3/4.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'll help you out." I was like, "You got that kind of money?" He's like, "No, I got seed money, so you can go get a loan." But, I'll help you. And so he did that, and that's how it kind of popped off. It was kind of organic, which I think that's how the best things start, because there's no preconceived notion of what something should be.
Yeah.
Right. There's nobody's ego in it. There's nobody's anything. It's something that kind of came on, and it came on gradually, and it worked itself into something that I think is pretty successful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
at least successful in our community.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the hardest part about running Sinistral?
I think I said this on a thing the other day that I was on when Sean Washington and his wife came over and did our thing. I said I think it's you own your own business. It's not being so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Is the hardest part of business.
Yeah.
Because you'll eat yourself alive trying to live up to something that you have in your mind.
Yeah.
That is this thing that most of the time we set unattainable goals as entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And because we're always trying to get to that thing that I know I can get to.
Right.
But every day, if I'm not moving a step closer to it, I start getting a little more, am I ever going to get there? And you start beating yourself up about things, and then it kind of spiral out of control.
It can be self-defeating for sure.
Yeah, you can't let that get a hold of you.
Yeah.
I think that's the hardest thing about owning a business.
Yeah.
Is being self-defeating.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's tough.
I think that external to oneself, the hardest part about running the business is people.
Oh, yeah.
For me anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a million guys like me, nerd and pretty good at what I did.
Yeah.
And, I quit my job and started a business, and I was really good at that.
Yeah.
The technical stuff.
Yeah.
Well, then you have to start hiring people. And
Now you're dealing with
now you're
not only customers, but you're dealing with your internal stuff.
Yeah. And you're immediately out of your league.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took me a good long time to sort of nail that down.
Yeah. I still don't know how to manage people.
It's hard, man.
Yeah, I let my wife do that.
Yeah.
I do not know how to manage people. I'll just leave it there.
I am fortunate enough now that my office manager handles most of that. She's way better at it than I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I can handle and have a good time with customers. And,
Yeah.
I just don't, for me, again, that those lofty goals that you set. And if you hire somebody and they're also, when you see them as working against those lofty goals, like, I don't know how to, sometimes I don't know how to reconcile that with myself without anger. This pisses me off. And I'm like, this is not a hard job. Like, this is,
right.
Just need to pour the beer the way, you're taught, and do this and be nice to customers and do this. And if you could clean this up and do that, and you'll make pretty good money.
Yeah.
You make pretty good money behind the bar, especially in the summers.
Sure.
But there's, it's human nature to, become, I always try to be people's friends, and that's where that's where I always get bit in the ass. It's because of that. And that's why I said I don't know how to manage people. I know how to just be their friend.
Yeah, you have that overriding instinct. Like, I want to be friends with these people. I want for this to be an easy place to work.
I want to help you as much as you're helping me.
It turns out people can't stand that. they need rules and people that are tough on them sometimes.
Yeah.
And I mean, it took me probably until the first time I had a decent office manager, which is probably 10 years after I started the business. Oof. When I had, somebody. Now, 4 or 5 of those years is basically just me and Sarah.
Okay.
But, and I can't manage her.
Right.
So.
She was managing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So those were the easy days.
Yeah.
You had rules. You had everything.
Yeah. That was something else.
Yeah.
So tell me, like, Sinistral, First Friday's become quite the thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And behind the scenes, how much of a zoo is that?
It's gone through phases.
Yeah.
So, I think that before COVID, was pretty crazy. Like, because it was in its inception.
Yeah.
Being able to. Actually, I don't think you could drink in the streets back then. You had to still stay on your things, but you could have music in the streets. I think that's what it was. Then after COVID, when they created the Dora, that's when things got a little more dicey, and the Chief Keen and the powers that be had to, make sure that, hey, is this safe for the community?
Right.
And HMI was like, hey, we can hold these permits, we can do this. And when you have a lot of working parts like that and different people working together, you're always going to have disagreements, or you're going to have people who are working toward their goal, but their goal may not fit the goal of the greater good, right?
Right.
And that's there were some things that were like that. But for the most part, I would say, and that's 1 or 2%. Like, for the most part, it was 98%.
Right. But like you guys, it's all hands on deck, right? It's all hands on deck.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah. We've got it down now where we can, hey, put up a stage, roll it out early, put this up, do this. And it's kind of like, we got a rhythm to
the outside bar.
It's done. Yeah. And once you get into that rhythm, you stay in it. And then at the end of the night, break down. And we generally, Celeste and I generally take care of most of the cleanup at the next day. But it just, or on Monday. But it's not too hard setting it up. I think it took a lot for the Old Town business associates, the Xanders and CJ Fins and public houses and the Bone and mariachis and all of us coming together, and Doug's coming together, and at least 2. Can't and all the businesses, everybody coming together and talking with the powers that be and figuring out a way to make it safe, make it profitable for all of us.
Sure.
And of course, we have hiccups along the way. It's always going to happen. But I think we've come to a pretty good, the final output or outcome of what we decided to do, I think works pretty well.
Yeah, it seems to.
For most, some people still have some issues with some things. But there's always going to be, in anything, you're always going to have, something that you may or may not like.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Keen's a pretty fair partner.
I would think so. Yeah. I would think so.
Yeah.
He is. Yes. 100%. He's very easy to talk to.
Yeah.
He listens to, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. That is cool.
Yeah.
He's an easy dude to work with.
Yeah. Yeah. I can go up to him and ask him a question. Hey, Blaine, how's it going? How's this? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Give me a call. I'll take care of it.
Right.
It's having people in your community that are actually in charge of your community that are accessible.
Yeah.
That are human. They're there. They're on the ground with you.
Yeah.
And that's how you build a tight-knit community, is having people out there and being part of it, not you know,
Because
sitting up and,
right.
you know, marionetting it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, it has to be partners, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it doesn't work.
It doesn't.
You know, everyone's got to feel heard, and everyone, you know, you got to make money, or you're not going to put up with, you know, pulling all your staff in to work 6-8 hours of high intensity, you know, flow of people through there.
Yeah,
for sure.
have you ever looked at any of the Manassas budgets? Like, I know they sent them out. I'm sure you've looked at. Oh, you were on city council.
I was on city council.
Yeah, so you've seen them.
Yeah,
but like, I've never gone to look at. I'm sure real estate taxes are the biggest income for the city.
yeah. Well, I think they were when I was on the council.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to not think that real estate taxes would be the biggest income. And then, you know, second's probably personal property tax. Third would probably be utilities, and then you get down to meals tax, right? So we're up there, right?
Sure.
We're not the main course. We might be a side, right? But we're not just butter on bread, right?
Well, and
I think we give, not only do the old town businesses, retail and restaurants alike, we are the ones who are creating the vibe in the city.
That's right.
Right? We are the ones who are bringing people into the city. We are the ones who are in here and giving our all for the city. And for them to have First Fridays for us and put them on and have HMI run for us and do this, I think it's great. And they do. If we're not successful, they lose out on revenue.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So they want us. That's where that partnership comes in. If we're not successful, they're not going to be successful.
Well, no. And, you know, that's one of those things.
We're not going to collect tax for it.
But much less the tax thing, it's which is important. Right?
Yeah.
But the word you used, you know, the vibe.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you look on Facebook and stuff like that. You know, Manassas has got this thing going on, and, you know, there's Sinistrals over here, and then Monza and all these other guys, and everybody contributes, and it creates kind of its own center of gravity, and it's important.
I think so.
If it's just all vanilla, that's not going to strike people as authentic.
No. And I think that's why it got to where it was, and it got to a kind of a boiling point where there was way too many people coming in.
Yeah,
because it was cool.
Yeah,
it was a great thing, and so we, you know, maybe the powers that be backed off a few things and shortened times and did you know, some of these things that may or may not have hurt some businesses. We always close at 11, so it doesn't matter to us. I know it matters to some other people, but those businesses as well who they understand the importance of making sure that people are safe and out of the street too.
Yeah, you can't. You know, I was on the HMI board the first year we did First Friday.
Okay.
And, you know, earlier in the spring for the first 1 or 2, maybe 3, I think the weather was shit. It was horrible. Yeah. And then there was this day. And maybe it was April's First Friday.
I think it was April 1st Friday.
It was a zoo because it was unexpectedly warm.
Yep.
The weather was beautiful. Yeah. I went down there.
It was like 75 degrees and sunny or something like that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was insane. Yeah.
At like 7:30, I was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
This is out of control.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a wonderful surprise, but, you know, it did sort of foreshadow.
Yeah.
But I mean, so you're always going to go through that.
Yeah. I just don't, and I just don't like the outliers, right? The people that, you know, are coming in to enjoy First Friday, but, you know, they pull into the parking garage with a trunk full of beer.
Yeah.
And they sit in the parking garage and drink beer and then come down to listen to music.
Yeah.
It's not a tailgate.
No.
You're coming down to support the businesses that are here serving you these beers. And then people who go to 7-Eleven, 7-Eleven's in the footprint of Manassas City. When they sell beer, Manassas makes meals too. But and he's also a business over there, you know? but selling beer out of there and people just walking around with canned beer and doing stuff, kind of just going against kind
The
of
grain of the
everything.
whole thing. Yeah. Well, I know they have big problems with people drinking at like the pavilion.
Yeah.
On the periphery kind of there.
Yeah.
And I think I think Doug said that they were, working on how to square that out, but
Yeah.
it's a challenge. There's not a giant fence around it.
Yeah. Well, before I knew the whole thing with Bob, the deal, I think I might have had a couple cocktails down the pavilion way back in the day when there's those when they had the concerts at the pavilion. Not on the first Friday. Not on the first Friday.
Everybody is drinking those things.
Right? Yeah. So I sat on the wall and had a cocktail. Yeah, with a certain couple people.
Right. I was there probably with the same people. But there was nothing out of control about it. That's the difference.
Right. And we're sitting down there and having a couple cocktails and enjoying the music, and then we go home. And we're not causing trouble and
right.
I think there's our police officers do the best they can.
Yeah.
In a situation like that, right? Because they don't want to be heavy-handed.
No.
Because if you're heavy-handed in an event like that, now people might say, "Oh, well, you can't go down there. You can't do this because the police are on it."
Well, I asked Doug one time. I said, "How the hell do you guys police
Right.
the Christmas parade?"
Oh,
Because there's a million people there, right?
Yeah.
And he said, it's tough. But what I tell my guys is like, look, I don't really care what's in those red Solo cups.
Yeah.
But as long as people are safety.
Yeah.
Is our challenge, right?
If it's a person who's acting like they have no common sense,
right,
talk to them.
Then you gotta
talk to them.
But other than that, if they're sitting in the front yards chatting with their friends or whatever, just keep stepping. Our watchword is safety and order. Right. And that's a very common sense approach to it. And it's demonstrably worked for 50 years or whatever.
Right. I think that's a good way to put it. Safety and order. Right.
Yeah.
Order brings safety.
It do.
Right. So they're kind of interchangeable. They can one can come before the other at any time. Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's Chief Keen has that approach.
Yeah.
To it, and he's done a great job with it. Thanks, Chief. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question about brewing. Do you have a favorite style of beer to brew?
No.
Not at all.
No, not at all. No.
Wow.
Not at all. I sort of. I like lagers. I like brewing lagers.
Do you?
Yeah. I like beer flavored beer. I like a good clean beer that's nice and crispy, and you can, if you want to drink 12 or 13 of them on your porch in a safe environment.
Right. Because they're a little lower alcohol too.
Yeah. They're lower. Yeah. They're not these guys.
No.
But yeah, just to have, to me, they take more time and they take more discipline than making an IPA or an ale.
IPAs, you can just dump it in, right?
No, not really.
Well, but
no, yeah, sort of.
It requires less finesse.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the brewing side, generally, they're kind of the same-ish. It's more when you get to your cold side is where things are different. With IPAs, you can pitch your yeast, and then you can throw hops in right then if you want to. Do some biotransformation stuff and have this, and you got hops in there during fermentation, or you can wait halfway through the fermentation or 2 days into it. So there's a lot of fun room to play with IPAs, and if you miss, just throw a couple more hops in. And then it'll smell better, and you'll do this and it'll be gone. But I'm not taking anything away from people who make great IPAs.
No.
Because when you make a great IPA, there's something about a great IPA that they're just good.
They're tasty.
Yeah, they're tasty. When you hit, it's what we talked about earlier. When
Balance.
you hit that balance, and you're like, oh, that's the one.
Yeah.
It's got enough carbonation. It's got great mouthfeel. It's got perfect amount of hops. It's got the right amount of maltiness, and it's perfect. So those are tough too. But for me, I like to see the bubbles coming up in my glass. I like to be clear.
Right.
Just, you can see another dimension through it.
Yeah.
It's
Clean beer is good.
Yeah. A good, nice, clean lager. Good. I mean, I like Pilsners, but for me, I want something even less hoppy than that.
Yeah.
I want something more, more crisp.
Yeah.
Now I do like a good Pilsner. Good Pilsner.
Yeah.
Good Pilsner is good Pilsner.
Yeah.
So, but more down into maybe in the coal shoes.
Didn't you guys have a triple IPA recently?
Oh yeah, Control Alt Delete.
Yeah, I had a little bit of that.
Yeah.
It was pretty.
Yeah.
10% or something.
10.5.
Ooh.
Yeah, 10.5. Yeah, it was good. It was one of those that we kind of labored with, that we were like, should we do it? Should we not do it? And we did it. I loved it.
Did it sell out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, well, we still have a little bit because we made a big batch of it. Because most of my IPAs, like, I'll build on them, right? So this is my IPA recipe. And if it's, say Little Gray, right? Well, I'll just take Little Gray and I'll maximize it out, step it out, because I know that base is good.
Right.
And then I'll figure out some other hops that can kind of work in there. So it's always playing off of the flavors that you've already committed to.
Right.
So people always ask me, do you do pilot batches? Do you do small batches before you do big batches? Nope.
Oh, really?
No.
It's all off that base.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's go, because I got a good Pilsner base. I got a good lager. Well, Pilsner is lager, but I got a good Pilsner. I got a good American lager base.
Right.
I got a good IPA, like session IPA base. Amber. Like, I can go anywhere with those.
Right.
Those
right.
different recipes. It's like if you know how to cook a good steak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you know how to cook a steak, go. Let's go. You can cook any steak after that, If you get a couple of certain things that you need to know,
right,
you're good. You're good.
You can cook whatever.
You can cook whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just gotta be in tune with what you're making.
Yeah.
Right? If you're not, that's where people
go sideways.
Goes back. Yeah, exactly. Like you
ever had a batch just gone to hell?
Oh, hell yeah. two in 8 years.
That's not bad.
Yeah. 2 in 8 years. And one was just recently.
Oh.
I was trying to do a lager wine must, kind of like a brosé,
right,
if you will.
Right.
Like a beer, pink rosé beer. Right. Because I was going to pair with Chris Perrin.
Right.
So Chris was like, "Hey, can we try this?" And I was like, "Yeah." If you guys don't know Perrin Cellars.
Perrin Cellars. Yeah.
And he gave me some grape juice, and he was like, "I think this will be enough at this." And I think there's I did a whole bunch of shit wrong because I never tried it. Right. So it's like, because you want that pretty pink color.
Right.
Well, if you make even a tint of yellow beer and you mix red with it, you're going to get brown. You're going to get this weird amberish color.
Right.
So
not what you wanted.
Not what you want. Right. So, but if you don't add enough of the juice, you're not going to get the color you want.
Right.
So I've fought an uphill battle the whole way,
right,
trying to figure out how the hell do I get this color, right? And so by the end of it, I tried it and I was like, yeah, it's okay, but send it down the drain.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I sent it down the drain. Chris went to Croatia, and he was doing a wine float, whatever. He gets on a private boat and
Right.
his wine tours, and they
Right.
cruise all around Croatia. And he comes back and he's like, "Hey, whatever happened with that wine?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I sent it down the drain." He's like, "Maybe that's why they're not on the market."
I got a story about that.
Yeah.
It's interesting. What's Sam, the guy is Dogfish Head guy.
Sam Calgio.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
He let me see here. Okay. I read a story that he told about like one of his first batches of 120 minute where they just could not get it to convert. And they're trying different champagne yeast and all this other stuff, and they tried to turn it into
it just wouldn't attenuate. Yeah,
It
wouldn't drop.
just,
Yeah, gotcha.
And it just would not convert. They could not get it to go.
Yeah.
They tried changing the temperature. And he says, I just crawled under that tank and pulled the valve and watched $1 million of beer run down the drain.
Yeah. That's essentially what it is. So we dumped that beer, and we dumped I can't remember what the other one was. I think it was something that we had where it wasn't anything with process. It was, I think our chiller had broke down, and something had happened where it went up in temperature, and something happened.
Right.
And it might have been like fish taco or something. And
That's a great beer.
it's easy. So we're sitting there, and I'm tasting it. I'm like, no, it fermented out, but then it started re-fermenting, so it got super dry.
Right.
And it just kept getting, something was off about it. And I think maybe when it started re-fermenting, there wasn't enough yeast in there, and it kind of autolyzed and it just had this
Like the off flavor.
Yeah, it had a weird kind of like musty kind of thing to it. And that was one of those where you're like, when you dump it, and I think at that time we double batched it. So it was a 14 barrel batch, which is not big, nowhere near Sam's volumes. But even for me,
it's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah. Because if I've got 14 barrel batch, I'm going to probably pull 26 kegs off that. Each keg retail off the tap, you're looking at $800-900. So
that's real money.
It's real money. For me, it's real money.
Damn right.
It pays my people. It keeps the place. And when you got to dump it and you got to start over, you got to buy all the grains again. You got to do everything again. And you're set back 2 weeks or 4 weeks actually for a lager, because I'm 4 to 5 weeks on my lagers.
Right.
It's dejecting.
Yeah,
you're just like, oh God, and you feel it. And that's where that's the one. I can't let it get to me. I have to keep moving forward. Because if I just get so sad about it, I'm not one. Everybody's gonna be like, "Wow, look at this guy! He's cornered crying in his Cheerios over some beer."
I mean, at some point, it is what it is. It can be hard. I mean, we have had failed experiments here that cost us some amount of money, and I think that the characteristic though is that like at some point you can say, we just need to pull the plug on this. Let's just keep stepping.
Yeah.
There's no point in putting all that effort and more money probably into something that just ain't gonna go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the tough parts too that we always struggle with is, when do we pull the plug?
Yeah.
As a whole. Because the amount of revenue that we're down due to just weather, right? It's so hot, people don't want to come out and sit on the patio. Well, if they don't come out, that means that just compounds itself to this, to this, to this, to this, and then you end up with like, okay, well, hopefully next week's a good week, and see where we can go, because we have bills to pay and we have this. And when you're expecting people to be out and they don't come out, you you pray that they will the next week, or else got to fold up shop.
Yeah, well, I've heard the same thing from a couple of folks here, and we have a place down on the river down in Colonial Beach. There's 2 breweries down there, and another couple little like tiki bars. I mean, they're all in the same business essentially, right?
Yeah.
But they say the same thing. Yeah, it's so damn hot, and then every night there was like almost a week in a row, it thunderstormed every night, and people aren't coming out. It's miserable.
Yeah.
I get it, man.
Yeah. And I mean, if you look at our industry as a whole, I mean, we've had 5 breweries closed in the last 2 years.
Is that right? In this area?
In this area.
Yeah.
In our immediate area.
Right. Well, those guys over next to Osborne Park, they closed, didn't they?
Osborne Park.
Where the old Big Bad Wolf used to be.
Oh, yeah, tucked away.
Tucked away.
Tucked away. Yeah, tucked away. They closed. Dynasty's about to close. Fabio's place, which I don't understand how that. I do understand, but I don't understand.
And then 2 of them merged, right? Bunnyman
and Sean over at am I losing it?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm drawing a blank. Those 8% beers really get you.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Do you feel like is that like the economy or just time and tide inside of the craft brewing industry?
I just think there's a one, it's there's a lot less people drinking because that costs extra money, which equates to our economy being a little,
right.
People are a little more wary to spend money. Things are up, groceries are up, gas is down now, but groceries are still up. And so people, they're like, oh, I'll go out once a week.
Right.
Where they would go out normally 3 or 4 times a week.
Right.
At least have a couple beers, right? Just to hang out and be social.
Sure.
Well, now I'll go once a week.
Right.
So to be able to keep the bands playing that we have and do this and do all those things, it just,
it's a lot.
It's a lot. But I think the one thing that'll save us, I don't know if it'll save us, and you might, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We got Puccio's pizza. We might be taking that over.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
cool. They got good pizza, man.
Very good pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna do a little press release on that.
Are any of the people that are closing up, as you think it's primarily financial, or is it just, this sort of first or second wave of craft beer owners who just get exhausted?
I don't think they're getting exhausted. I think they're running out of money.
I think so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're running out of money because it costs money especially in our industry, you have to spend to make.
Yeah.
Because you have to populate your place with fun things for people to do for them to come out. It's not all about beer now.
Yeah.
And COVID really, really put the dot on, or the icing on the cake on that. And we formed all of these big, spectacular places far away from societies.
Yeah.
Right. So they're out on mountains now. They're out here and they have these beautiful views and they have this stuff and they have that. It's not necessarily about beer. It's about where can we go and have just this ultimate experience.
Yeah.
Wow. Manassas is a nice place, but I got a lot of concrete. I got some picnic tables and I got really good music. I actually got great music because Manassas has some of the best music around, but
it's not the side of the mountain.
But it's not the side of the mountain.
Yeah.
It's not the side of the mountain.
Okay.
It can't be the side of the mountain.
Yeah.
I can't even beat that. I can't even beat 2 silos. And I don't think anybody can. That's it. Marcus did such a great job over there. I mean, there's nothing. Yeah, it's unbelievable. There's no words I can speak about it. It's it's unbelievable what they do.
I when I first saw like what they were going to do and the amount of money they were going to spend, I said, and I quote, they should just pile their money up and burn it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
well, joke's on me.
Yeah, man. He knocked it out of the park. I mean, I drive by that thing. I drive past their place every day.
Oh, it's
And I look in and I'm like, I hope all those cars are employees. But I know it's not. And then I pull up at our place and I got 3 people drinking. Yeah. It's just one of those things where you're just, damn it. What?
it's tough.
I've got one of the best, most primo spots in Old Town. And Old Town's dead.
Yeah.
It's dead.
Yeah, especially this year. The weather just is not.
Oh, it's been rough. It's been rough. The rain and the heat, it's been tough. And we had that weird April was nice.
Yeah.
And then May was rainy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that was backwards.
Yeah, that didn't help me at all.
And then it just went hot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hoping this fall is gonna pan out and we're gonna have some fun this fall. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like fall weather this
weekend should be nice. Yeah.
And all next week.
Yeah.
We got lows of 58.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, open the windows.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we've gotten to be friends with the couple that started a brewery down in Colonial Beach.
Okay.
Ice House.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They lived and worked up here.
Okay.
And they've kind of retired down there. And, I was talking to Susan. She and her husband own it. And, she says, yeah, it's a brewery, but I'm running an event center.
Yeah.
That's what happens here.
That's what they are now.
Yeah.
It's no longer, there's your beer connoisseurs, but it's not about beer anymore. It's about what can you give me? What's the best bang for my buck?
Yeah.
Right. What can you give me? Can you give me all the amenities? Can you give me a band? Can you give me, comfort? Can you give me beer? Can you give me wine? Can you give me spirits? Can you give me something for my dog to do? Can you give me a playground for my kids?
Yeah.
Can you give me, it's all of that stuff, all the gimmies.
Karaoke, trivia.
All the gimmies cost money.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're only coming out one time a week for gimmies, that it doesn't work.
Yeah.
There's
She
no
said the
way.
same thing. She's like, it's an event center.
It is an event center, and you have to plan it, and you have to beat everybody.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that you have the best stuff.
Yeah.
And you can't always have the best stuff.
Well, no. It's been probably before COVID since I've, rented. I got someone else to drive a group of friends around to several breweries. Are there any breweries left that are just like, we're breweries just for beer, like a Detroit Theory used to be?
Mm-hmm. Us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is anyone else like that?
Ocelot.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ocelot's like that. Crooked Run was Solace.
Solace, yeah.
Solace is like that. Well, they just added hamburgers and I think they have drinks now at their one in Ashford.
Does Crooked Run still have that little place in Leesburg?
I think so, yeah.
Man, it's like underneath of a staircase almost.
Yeah, it is underneath. It's at Tuscarora. No, it's not at the mill. It's at oh damn, what's that?
Yeah, it's in some.
It's in that little thing. It's right down from there's the mill. It's the now that's in Percival. That nice restaurant right there that's above it, and you go around and you go in. Yeah, and that was one of the first breweries that I went to.
Oh, was it?
A long time ago. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah.
And I haven't been to a Detroit Theory in an age.
Well, I heard in the rumor mill, I think Mike McCarthy might be brewing at a Detroit Theory.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he was one of the brewers, or was the brewer for Ocelot when they started. So I don't know if that's true. Don't quote me on that. Yeah. But I heard that through the rumor mill that he might be out there. So I don't know, but it's tough. It's tough all around. And seeing my you know, my friends lose their businesses and close down their businesses, shutter their doors. It's tough, and there's going to be more.
Yeah.
There's going to be more.
Yeah.
So hopefully, we make it through. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
It's, I mean, starting your own thing is always a challenge, and it seems like sometimes the challenges just never end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people, business owners, that are kind of in that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, you always get to the place when you own a business, you're like, well, once I get this done,
Right.
this should be smooth sailing. But by the time you get that whatever thing done, there's 6 other things that popped up.
Yeah.
That now are big, and you're like, shit, now I have to go back through and I got to do this. So you saw the light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
You're like, hell yeah, this is going to be perfect. And then all of a sudden they slam the door and there's 6 other things that you're like, shit, now I got to do this. Yeah. And then you get to that 5th one and the door opens again and you're like, yeah, you're in. And then 6 more things.
And then one of your key people quits.
Done. Yeah. I mean, it's just, it's a never ending battle of will.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a battle of self-will. Like,
it is.
Like how long am I going to continue to get the shit beat out of me?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And a lot of people look at it, they're like, oh, you have a great time. I'm like, yeah, I have a great time. I do. I have to have a great time to not like go nuts.
Right.
To go nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I still enjoy what I do, but there are days and weeks where it's like, I don't know how much work.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really, really hard. And I told this to somebody the other day. I said, there's something to be said about working for somebody else.
There is.
Yeah. And man, I wish maybe I'd have kept that job. I mean, just a touch of that job. Just a touch of that job.
I mean, the IT has been great, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't go to school for it. I learned it all sort of myself, but the thing that can be exhausting about it is that the change never stops.
Oh, always.
And it seems like
day to day.
Yeah. I mean, it goes, there's ups and downs, but it seems in the last year and a half, 2 years, the rate of change has gotten very high.
Yeah.
All the AI stuff. I mean, people like to talk about it and joke about it, but it's real.
Yeah.
People are losing their jobs to it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it has not even really started.
Yeah.
In how it's going to change.
Oh, it's in its
employment. Yeah.
Well, and that's one of the things. I saw this reel the other day, and I kind of thought about my career and what I had, and everybody told all these kids, 20 years ago, learn how to code, go do this, go do blah 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 for IT and this and that, be cyber defense, be this, be this. Like, okay, so these people went out and got all this thing, then AI, and the reel was essentially this guy tightening a pipe with a pipe wrench, and he goes, AI is not coming from me. Right. He had a pipe wrench, and then it went to an electrician who was hooking up something. He's like, AI is not coming from me. Yeah. And it went to a welder. AI is not coming from me. And it went on and on in the trades.
Yeah.
Which all these kids shunned.
Yeah.
No. I'm going to work behind a computer. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to work hard.
We spent 30 years telling everyone they had to go to college.
Yeah. Which is, for some it pans out, for some it doesn't.
Yeah. For some it helps. For others, it's, they take a student loan, they go to college for 2 years, and they're just like, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
But they're still on the hook for, $40,000.
Yeah. I got a buddy, his kid went to Syracuse. I think it's $47,000 a year. think that's what it was, $47,000. Yeah. He went for 3 years. And then he also took like housing loans or whatever it was on top of whatever his main tuition was.
Yeah.
So he ended up with $300,000 in debt, and he quit 3 years. So he's carrying around a $300,000 note, no degree.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah. I'm like, well, what are you doing? What did you do?
Yeah.
Why? Why did you do that to yourself?
You might as well stick it out.
And then I start thinking of what I'm doing. I'm like, I fucking know exactly what you're doing. Hey, you're kicking yourself in your own ass.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, the economy's really weird.
Yeah.
You look at the Wall Street Journal and you're like, well, yeah, the economy's growing, but there's a lot of weirdness. The job market is much weaker than it appears.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't pretend to understand all of that stuff, but it just means that it's a strange time. I don't think, and with, we've interviewed for a couple of positions lately, and I mean, the number of feds that we have applying for our jobs is unbelievable.
Really?
Oh, and these guys, some of them are fantastic candidates.
Yeah.
I mean, the government, they were idiots to cut these guys loose.
Yeah.
But here they are.
Yeah.
And I'm picking them up.
That's good for you.
Yeah, it's good for me.
Yeah.
Bad for.
Oh boy.
We're good. Bad for the government.
Yeah.
Good for me.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Nah, no worries.
That's a rookie move, wasn't
A rookie.
Yeah, I mean, I wish everyone the most success they could possibly have, especially entrepreneurs and people who are pursuing their dreams. I mean, this is a land of, you get out of it what you put into it.
100%.
I think 100%. If you put in the work, and I mean, there's a little bit of luck involved.
Oh, absolutely.
But if you put in the work and you do the things that you're supposed to do, and you things will happen for you. You just have to be smart. You have to know when they're happening.
Yeah.
And I think that's half the battle.
Yeah.
People call it luck, but I think it's also intuition.
It is. Yeah. It is. You got to pay attention to what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
All right, man.
Good.
Well, I guess we've probably
we've overstayed our welcome.
Well, we've probably killed all that we can kill. Well, look, Blaine, thanks for coming in, man.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.